y'all, welcome to What's the Buzz. We are live here at Saint Arnold. Say hello, Bailey. So let me give you a little history of St. Arnold's. St. Arnold's is actually the oldest brewery here in Houston, one of the oldest in Texas. They were founded in 1994. In fact, they delivered their first keg on June 9th, 1994. They were founded by two men. They both met at Rice University, Brock Wacker and Kevin Bartow. And then they named the brewery after a patron saint of brewery of Saint Arnold of Metz. And there's a very infamous story. So the legend of the beer mug of Saint Arnold. In July 642, parishioners of Metz were traveling to Lyons to recover the remains of a former bishop. They were out of resources. They had very little beer. So a parishioner named Duck Nato prayed, by the powerful intercession of the blessed Arnold, bring us what we lack. And their small barrel of beer multiplied to the point that they had enough beer for 2 days. And then other interesting things about St. Arnold's, the brewery itself, they have a recycle program. So anytime you buy a six-pack of their carriers, you can bring them here to recycle, and they do it on a point system. So for every 6 to 10 carriers you bring, you get a prize. It could be a t-shirt, koozie. And sorry, y'all, I just got my Cuban sandwich here. Doesn't that look delicious? My friend Eric here got the fire and a whole chicken. The original location was in Northwest Houston. Then they came to this location that we are in 2009. However, the beer garden, which we're at now, wasn't established until 2018. There used to be a beer hall that's now only exclusive for private events. You can still rent it out. And they also have beer, besides beer, wine, cider, root beer they actually make as well, and hard seltzers. As well as they do public tours here every day from 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., and 7 p.m. And for those Spanish speakers, they have them on every last Saturday of the month from 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Alright, for my first beer on this flight, I decided to get the Lawnmower, which is a German Kolsch. Now this one's very light, crisp, refreshing, not too strong. It's not a lot of ABV in it. It's a very popular beer. So for my next beer on this flight, this one's the H-Town Pils. And this is what we call it's a lager. I should be prepared next time, but this is a good popular lager beer that they make. A little bit stronger, but it has a very soothing taste. So for my third beer on this flight, this is an IPA, and they make quite a few IPAs. This one's the Car IPA, which is a very hoppy American IPA. Pretty good. I would say, if you're going to ask me for an IPA, in my opinion, there's one that they make. It's called Juicy IPA. It's very, very sweet, but you can't go wrong with an Art Car, the classic that they make. The fourth beer on this flight, this one's called the Double Down, and this one is more of a hoppy kind of beer. You can taste it. It's probably their strongest one that they have right now, because this has almost 10% ABV. It's pretty strong. And the last beer on this flight, this is their seasonal beer. Since we're in the summer, this one's the Summer Pils. Very good Pilsner beer, by the way. That's so good. Right there between your Kolsch beer and your IPA. It's a good mix. Almost like, not like necessarily an amber, more close towards a blonde, but this is really good. That's how good it is. So for my final thoughts on St. Arnold's, it's interesting because the beers are great, don't get me wrong. It's a staple of Houston, one of the oldest breweries. The beer selection and beer variety and quality, I give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Food, I give it 3.5. I like my Cuban sandwich, but it's not the best I've had. And my friend was telling me his chicken sandwich was unfortunately not the best. It's actually downgraded a little bit because more breading I noticed than chicken. Service, I unfortunately have to say 2.5 stars. They were attentive, but at times you had to grab your server just to get your order. The ambiance, I give it 3.75. It was, I really liked their new beer garden area, but the fact that it's like outdoors on a hot summer day like here in Houston can be pretty muggy at times. Bathrooms were clean. I give that a 4 for sure. They were up to date on that. Overall, I give this place a 3.75. It's had better days, but St. Arnold's beers, you cannot go wrong. It's a staple of Houston, and I definitely, if anything, if you're not encouraged by the brewery itself, the beers are very good, and you cannot. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow What's the Buzz.